And so, one of the things we know is that inflammation in the deep limbic system is associated with depression and anxiety and bipolar syndrome. I mean, all these different things.
Yeah.
And so anything that will calm inflammation, omega-3 supplementation. But you mentioned, so we kind of hit diet pretty hard. Exercise. I mean, it's a no-brainer, no pun intended. There's pretty good evidence that if you vigorously exercise, it releases in the frontal cortical areas about the same amount of dopamine from taking 5 milligrams of methylphenidate.
I believe that.
Oh,
yeah. It's very, I've found that, what I was fascinated with at one point, I was, I've talked to you about doing PhD,
right.
And I was interested in neuroscience for a while, and I'm glad I haven't gone down that road because I realize I'm more interested in people than data. I don't want to be in a lab looking at data the rest of my life, but, the neuroscience of exercise. Why does it make me feel so good? Like that's really just, and there's a kind of a profound thing because exercise or physical exhaustion, physical activity is kind of a component in a lot of spiritual practices.
Absolutely.
Runner's high.
I was thinking the same thing.
Runner's high, flow states. Like there are these non-ordinary states of consciousness.
Yes.
Courtney Dauwalter is one of the best ultra runners in the world. I think I don't know if she's still in the sport, but she won the Moab 240, I think like 3 years in a row. And she's this, little woman. She's just a beast. And she talks about going into the pain cave.
Yes.
And she'll hallucinate famously. And these critters will come visit her. She'll get 2 minutes of sleep in a 240-mile race in the desert. But she goes in the pain cave and it's like a womb or something. And there's a dissociative element. Probably it's almost like people describe ketamine being a K-hole. But there's this non-ordinary flow to it with the repetitive movement. And, I was always fascinated by that. And for me, there are different kinds of exercise. I think the thing that's, I met with, psychophysiologist Ryan Olson, who's was at UNT. He's part of this kind of movement now of people trying to figure out a way to give prescribing guidelines to physicians for exercise. Because it's clear that there are different interventions are good for different things. Strength training is different from high intensity cardio versus low intensity cardio. And for me, low intensity, what I, before here, I came, it's like, I need to not be sleepy in the afternoon. If I get on a bike, an exercise bike, and ride for 50, 60 minutes at a low heart rate, under 130 beats a minute, it's so stimulating. I've got to be careful about how late in the day I do it. And whereas if I go run or I do something high intensity, I'll fall right asleep. Like it's like a sedative, and I can use them that way.
It modulates different networks and different neurotransmitters.
But you said 5 milligrams of methylphenidate. I'm like, yeah, that checks out.
That's about right.
That's about right. But there's no downsides to it, really.
There's no downside.
Other than you got to eat some more food, which some people would see that as a benefit. Like
hopefully Mediterranean.
Hopefully Mediterranean. Yeah.